What up, what up, what up? Welcome back to the 49 Faithfully. We're your hosts, Miriah Lee and Teran Lewis. And shortly we will be joined by, let me get my words out here, by our very special guest, Tony from Nothing But Niners. Um, yeah, we're back. TL, happy Wednesday. How you doing?
Yeah, doing good. I want to give a shout out to Ty real quick. Let me show you my brother.
Nice.
Got the 49 Faithful Lee podcast T-shirt that you sent me. I got them both in the mail a few weeks ago, and yeah, they fit perfect and they're very comfortable. The material you use for the
Yeah.
shirts is very nice.
Yep. Shout out to Ty. He does awesome work. Always hooking us up with great stuff. Make sure if you guys need anything, he can make any, all kinds of different stuff, your brands, whatever you need. Hit him up. His info is there on X. He has, what he does, everything that you need to know. So make sure you hit up our guy Ty. Chat, what's up? Hope everybody's doing great. I got a mouse now, so I can actually go through your guys'
Oh,
comments and see what's going
perfect.
on. So we're in business. Hashtag FF to get into the first giveaway while we wait for Tony to get here. Let me go through, say what's up to the peeps. We got Throwback first in the door. Shout out to you, sir. Appreciate you. Don, what's up? Got Maria. What up, what up? Kali, what's good, sir? Ty, who we were just speaking of, the man, the myth, the legend. There he is. Yep, he's telling us he's here too. Stay Faithful podcast. What's good? We got Melissa in the house. What's up, Melissa? On two, she's so faithful. She comes through on all of her accounts.
She does.
Appreciate you. We got Joel in the house. What's good? Got TL looking good, my guy.
Appreciate that.
Don't make his head swell up too much,
Never. I'm about as humble as they come.
But yeah, shout out to everybody that watches, that here, that watches on replay. We appreciate each and every one of you guys for coming through. And then I just want to put it out there. I know there's not too many here yet, but we've been having issues with now. I don't know. So many people watch on X now. Like, I guess it sends like so many viewers through. But unfortunately, you can't get into the giveaways or any of that if you're watching through there, because I know you can leave comments, but I unfortunately can't see the comments. They do need to work on fixing that. Like, I don't know why they allow you guys to leave comments, but we can't see them. But yeah, so if you want to get entered into the giveaways or any of that, please come through to YouTube. Come chill with the chat over here. We appreciate you guys all for tuning in, though. What's up, Miss Debbie? I see you. Hashtag FF to get into the first giveaway. Let me go through what we are giving away. So the first giveaway is going to be for, we got this stud here, Jair Brown. We got a rated rookie for another stud here, Brandon Ayuk. That'll be the first giveaway. The second giveaway is the set. Well, I mean, it's for each one, but it's for the Prismatics. We got Debo, CMC, and George Kittle. So that would be the second round of giveaways. And then we will be ending the show with Brock Purdy and the art of George Kittle. Signs, numbered, all that good stuff. And we will also be giving away, ending the show with shout out to the homie Wayne Breezy. So we'll be giving away this towel, Faithful to the Bay. Wayne Breezy. And shout out to Miss Debbie for hooking it up. So yeah, those are the giveaways for today.
Yeah. Let me say something to Miss Debbie real quick. So
Sure.
uh, there was some stuff going around X, Twitter, wherever you want to call it, that said like, show a picture of yourself and say how old you're going to be this year. So I'd post on mine. I was like, this year I'll be 45, and then she posted on under me and said, hey, I'll be 70. So first and foremost, Miss Deb, congratulations on your weight loss journey. That was epic. Like you showed those pictures, it's amazing. And for you, to go through all that and to turn 70 this year, congratulations to you. That's awesome. I'm so proud of you and the things that you've done over the past few years with this journey. And yeah, to be able to say that you're going to be 70 this year is an absolute blessing. So kudos to you, Miss Deb.
I agree. I agree. And she looks great. The pictures don't even do her justice as she looks in person because she looks amazing in person as well. And yeah, the that I don't know if that. Oh, it looks like maybe this is the problem because we're not even connected to X right now. Um, that whole black don't crack thing, like that's a true thing. That really is real. Like they say that for a reason. So it definitely is true. Um, because man, y'all be looking hella good. Like
It's funny you say
like
that, Mike.
grandmas and stuff,
Yeah,
like black grandmas will be like, this is my grandma, she turned 89 today or whatever. And I'm like, man, like she don't look a day over like 50, like it's amazing. Like it really is
yeah.
amazing.
It's funny you say that. So my daughter just made the dance team for her high school team, right? And then so they had this big meeting about all the stuff they're gonna have, all these events and stuff like that. And all her friends, my daughter's friends, were like, Sanaya, how old is your dad? And she was like, he's 44. Why? I was like, what? It's like, I thought he was like in his 30s. He looks so young. I didn't think, like, it was just so funny. And it's funny how you say the black don't crack thing because everybody I meet does not believe I'm 44 years old. They always
Yeah.
think, like, how do you 31, 32? And then when I tell them I'm a grandpa, they're like, what? You're a grandpa? Like, yeah, like I have a 22-year-old daughter. What? Like, they just trip out. So, yeah, it's funny how the black don't crack thing is it's said and it's supposed to be it's been said like as a joke, but like you said,
Mhm.
right, it's really true.
It is. It's crazy. Let me check on Tony real quick.
All
Oh, here
right.
he is.
Oh, you
Just
came in.
one
Okay.
second go. Perfect timing. Give me a couple minutes. All right. You'll be here in a couple minutes. So
Cool.
hashtag FF. Let's get this first giveaway drawn here in a couple minutes. We got Sin in the house. What's up, Sin? Good to see you. We got Eric. What's up, Eric? I haven't seen you in a while. Hope you're doing well. Corona. What's up, Corona? Hope you're well. Hope you're well. Hashtag FF. Getting this first giveaway for Jair Brown and Brandon Ayuk. We're going to draw it before Tony gets here and get it out of the way. Let me share this. So last call, get in there. Hashtag FF. There's Tony. We're drawing this giveaway right now. Tony, what's up?
Hey, how are you? What's going on, guys?
What's up,
Good,
Tony?
good. All right, let me share this. Refresh it because it says nobody's in there. All right. Hashtag FF. All right. Now we got people in there.
There we go.
All right. So good luck. Good luck. Good luck. We will be drawing Jair Brown first and then Brandon Ayuk. Here we go.
Is it?
Melissa gets Jair Brown. Congrats,
New Jersey.
congrats. And Let's see who gets Ayuk.
Hmm.
Good luck.
She just shouted out Jair Brown too. That's funny.
Sin. Congrats,
Nice.
Sin.
Perfect.
All right. Let me stop sharing. I'll set up the second giveaway here in a minute. Tony, what's good? How you doing?
Good. How are you?
Good. Good to see you. So before we get into the whole draft thing, I do want to talk about a couple, of things prior, that's going on in the news. Obviously, what 49ers show would we be if we didn't talk about Brandon Ayuk? So let's start there. In the last couple of days, I kind of want to just go over the things that have been going on kind of in social media world and with national reporters and whatnot. So, starting with, I think the day after we did our show last week, he had unfollowed, 49ers on IG. So that was that, and everybody's talking about, well, it's only a matter of time, right, before he asks for a trade if he's following the whole Debo thing.
Train.
Well, sure enough, the next day or maybe 2 days later or so, reports start coming out that Brandon Ayuk has asked for a trade. Well, that was quickly shot down by Brandon Ayuk's agent, who, don't forget, is also best friends with general manager John Lynch. Quickly shot down those rumors that no, Brandon Ayuk did not ask for a trade. Well, he actually he retweeted the post and said, you need to get better sources, because of course the post said, oh, sources tell me Brandon Ayuk asked for a trade. I thought, so there was all that. Now, voluntary workouts have started for the NFL teams, and most of the wide receivers that are up for a contract right now did not show up for voluntary workouts. Another one even added to the list today, which I thought was interesting, was Giants wide receiver Darius Slayton. He did not show up because he too is trying to get a contract extension. Jefferson didn't show up. Lamb didn't show up. However, first day of 49ers voluntary workouts, Brandon Ayuk posted a post on Instagram or wherever, and he's holding his drink, got his backpack, like he's ready to leave the house, and it says day one type and has rockets shooting up. So no reports have come out from the 49ers, anybody, that Brandon Ayuk did not show up for voluntary workouts. So it seems like he's the one that showed up. What are your guys' kind of thoughts with what's going on with Brandon Ayuk, with him? Are you surprised that he showed up? And before you guys do that, hashtag smile is the second giveaway. What you guys think?
Feel good.
Oh, you want me to go ahead? I'm not surprised. The people who Darius Slayton, to me, it's kind of funny though. Like, he's pretty good. That's like Juwan Jennings. He's kind of like on that kind of a level receiver. It's like, like Juwan Jennings is so humble. He'd be like, oh yeah, I'm gonna show up. Darius Slayton's acting like he's some kind of Pro Bowler. That's I don't know. That's funny to me. But anyway,
hold on, Tia. Yeah. Before you go, I forgot one more thing to add into the whole Brandon Ayuk kind of connected thing, is that wide receiver Devontae Smith from the Eagles was paid this week. 3 years, $75 million with $51 million guaranteed. Now, I saw this post that pulls up their last 3 years, Brandon Ayuk and Smith, and compares them. So 2021 to 2023, Devontae Smith had 240 catches for 3,178 yards and 19 touchdowns. Ayuk had 209 catches for 3,183 yards and 20 touchdowns. So very similar numbers between the two. Okay. And Smith got 3 years. Who really cares about the 75 million? Because that really does bullshit anyway. But includes 51 million guaranteed. So kind of wrap your thoughts into, how that affects Ayuk as well.
Yeah, so to go off of like kind of what I was finna saying, the surprise that he showed up, not really. He seems like a stand-up guy. He's gonna kind of do what, like you said, the Debo approach, where he shows up but not gonna do anything. He's gonna sit there and be like, okay, I'm gonna watch. I'm there. You can't say I didn't show up, but I'm not gonna do any running. I'm not gonna do any drills because I'm not gonna injure myself. So that's pretty much what it's gonna come down to. So him showing up is not a surprise. But yeah, we've talked about this. Me, Tony, talking about how the Niners, the this- the curse that they have is that they wait so long to get their guys under contract. Like we said, we saw the Calvin Ridley deal. Now we're seeing the Devontae Smith, and you look at the Devontae Smith and the Brandon Ayuk. The numbers very similar, but Ayuk with way less targets. You know what I mean? So we're going to look at it and look back at it. And then, so, people I've been going back and forth with on Twitter saying that there's no way that Brandon Ayuk, deserve 25 million a year. Well, look, listen, it doesn't matter what we think. It matters what he thinks and his agent is seeing. When he's
Mhm.
seeing these contracts being put out, Brandon Ayuk's like, oh, I'm better than Ridley. I'm better than Devontae Smith. I want more money. And that's what's going to come down to it. So, you know, something's going to have to give. Everybody keeps saying, well, Brandon Ayuk doesn't have any leverage, which is true because, he's on the 5th year deal and stuff like that, 5th year option. But at the same time, too, he's looking at his bottom line and saying, now, look, yeah, I can play on this 5th year deal, but if I hurt myself, I have no leverage. You know what
Mhm.
I'm saying? So yeah, that's just that's pretty much it to make it short and sweet. Like, we're gonna keep waiting. Everybody keeps saying, well, the Niners, how they do business. It doesn't mean it's right. I don't care that in the past they've signed people in July and August. I think it's wrong. They need to start doing it now because it's just gonna get more and more money is gonna be put on the table. Justin Jefferson, CeeDee Lamb, and Jamar Chase are licking their chops right now. Oh, cool. 25 million for Devontae Smith. Perfect. Now I want 30 a year. You know what I'm saying? So that's what it's gonna come down to. So yeah, the longer we wait, the more money we're gonna have to pay, or they're not gonna be comfortable paying that kind of money, and something's gonna have to give. So what you got, Tony, on that?
Yeah, I mean, I just lost my internet for a second, so sorry about that. It, you know, we spoke about this before, how they negotiate contracts for any team, just not the 49ers. They negotiate you off of how they project you, right? Going forward. So I understand what was done in the past, but you got to understand something. The 49ers will pay their players. They love paying their players, but the 49ers have numbers where they don't want to go over. So if they're out of the league, like they're asking for more, a lot more than what the Niners are willing to do, I could see something happen because of that. As far as waiting, that's been their strategy. I know with the Debo situation, that was purposely done by his agent because his agent had all of the wide receivers that year that were up for contract. So he played the waiting game to try to get Debo the most. So with that being said, he allowed his other clients set the market to get Debo what he initially end up getting. So I understand, like, what is he on the totem pole? Is he a number one option, two option, three option, four option? I think it's safe to say he's probably I don't even know if he's the third or the fourth option on this offense because you have Debo, Kittle, CMC, and then him, right? And then you throw in Jawan Jennings into the mix. So I just feel it's going to be like they're talking about it right now on ESPN about Ayuk. No, I think that's a replay. I'm sorry. I just heard Ayuk in the background. I just want to see if there was an update. But yeah, there's stuff on Twitter right now being posted saying the Steelers think there's a report saying that the Steelers think that they could pull him in on a trade on a budget deal. Like, no. If I'm the 49ers, this is what I want from him. You're calling me for my player. I want this and nothing less. There's no budget here.
Right.
We hold him for 3 years. He can't go nowhere. And as far as him, the main question of him showing up and doing things like that, listen, he's still friends with those guys on the team. He's still friends with Shanahan. There's no animosity. It's a business. They know that. He's going to work out. I don't think there's really any on-field drills or stuff like that. I think it's more at phase one is like lifting, running, and conditioning. I don't see why a player wouldn't go and do that because you're still with your boys and you're doing it, you're getting it for free. So it's like, why would you want to go pay a trainer when you can just go to the team where they have a program that you're used to and you could just do it that way? So I don't look too much into that. I wasn't shocked at all when he showed up and did his little picture with his school backpack on, like he's going to school day one. And I wasn't surprised at all. And, I think it's good. I think it's out of the goodwill of himself doing that. But I'm not shocked, and I'm glad he's there to work out. And hopefully they can work something out sooner than later.
Yeah. Yeah, and you know
Yeah.
what, Tony, you said that the Niners have a certain number that they want to pay players. You look at the last few years of contracts, whether it's Debo, Fred Warner, you know, Nick Bosa, all this stuff, all those players have all gotten what they asked for.
Yes, but I think the key point
Mhm.
is the structure. How they structure their deals and
Mhm.
how they put their protection clauses in to get them out in certain situations.
Mhm.
Like I honestly, I think Bosa is probably the only contract that was severely one-sided to the player side rather than the team side or in the middle.
Mhm.
The Bosas are the worst people to negotiate a contract with. They are. And I remember the year that he came out and the Niners, I said, listen, Nick Bosa is phenomenal. He's the most polished player coming out in this draft. Yeah, he had a core injury history that was a concern, surgically repaired. Everything's fine. He passed all his tests, his physicals. That's it. I said, but I'm going to say this now. The Bosas, when it comes to money, they're nightmares.
Mhm.
So this needs to be taken into consideration for this second pick. When you go and you take him and he's your cornerstone of this franchise and your defense, you're going to have to deal with it in year 4 when it's time to start talking about that payday. So it's the same thing with Joey, Nick. His father was a pain in the what. So, and the scary thing is his father was nowhere as good as either one of them. That's the scary part. But it is what it is. This is what happens when you draft good pieces, right? And I'd rather go out and sign our guy that we know and knows our system that's been productive in our system than go put it on a free agent coming off from another team.
Yeah. With the whole Steelers stuff going on, there was a post that came out from BetUS about Brandon Ayuk's next team odds. So if he's not with the 49ers, they're saying the Pittsburgh Steelers, the odds for Brandon Ayuk to go to Pittsburgh Steelers is plus 200. To go to the Panthers is plus 600, the Patriots plus 600, the Cardinals plus 700, and the Chargers plus 900. So, I mean, I don't know where the Steelers stuff is coming from. This has been now multiple weeks of the Steeler rumors. And now, Vegas as well is saying if Ayuk doesn't stay with the 49ers, best odds is he goes to the Steelers. So, very interesting.
Yeah.
We don't have that much longer till we find out because I don't think if he's not traded before or at the draft, I highly doubt he'll be traded. That's just how I feel about it.
If round 1 goes and comes and goes, whatever, he's not going nowhere.
Yeah. Yeah, the only way I see it is kind of like what the Eagles did with AJ Brown at the Titans and all them. Like they drafted a receiver that the Eagles want or that the Titans wanted or whatever, you know what I mean? And then they said, okay, cool, like let's swap or what, you know what I'm saying? Like they got the player that they wanted to get. And I don't even think he's really made an impact in the draft. I can't remember the receiver's name, but
Burks.
yeah, Treylon Burks, whatever his name is. Yeah, I haven't really heard anything about him, but yeah, I agree, Miriah. If he's not traded after the first round, I mean, during the first round, I don't think it happens at all unless they throw in like 2 seconds or something like that. But yeah, I agree with you. But and it's funny because a lot of people, I keep going back and forth, and everybody's gripe is there's a lot of people who want him traded too. There's a lot of people on there that are like, oh, we should trade him. We can't justify paying him 25 million because of the way our offense runs, which is a serviceable point, but at the same time too, is like you have to look at it doesn't matter what we look as an offense. Brandon Ayuk and his agent are looking at his value. They know
Mhm.
that he can be a number one receiver. Everybody I talk to usually has him in the top 10. So that means there's only, people have him in top 5, top 10. So that means you're saying he's one of the best receivers in football. So he can go to probably 90% of the other teams and start and be their number one. So, I get people are like, well, why would we pay him 25 million if we're a run first offense? It doesn't matter. The man deserves his money. And like Tony said, you're paying, like he says, the 49ers pay their guys for what they project them to do. Well, I think Brandon Ayuk is projected to do more going forward in his years to come than what Debo was projected to do. You know what I'm saying? Because I doubt that the Niners thought, oh, that Debo is going to replicate 2021. I seriously doubt that. And Brandon Ayuk is just getting better, and he's going to be a better route runner. Like, it's just so, yeah, he deserves his money whether people agree with it or not.
What's up, Sim? Sim says that money ain't the fans' money. Really. Like fans get so, oh, he don't deserve this money. Like that ain't coming out of your pockets. Calm the fuck down,
Exactly.
buddy.
Yeah, it's true.
Um, Eric, I see that you stumbled today. I hope you heal up. Hope you start to feel better.
I feel you on that,
Um,
Eric.
I see a couple other people that joined. Let me say what's up to JD. What's good? We got 49er Media in the house. What up? What up? We got David McNiner. What's up, sir? Let me see if I missed anybody. SAM, what's up? I think that's it. If I missed you, I apologize. Oh, Dustin, I see you. I see you. I see you.
I
What
saw
up,
Tanya just
Rob?
pop on too.
What's good, Rob? Appreciate you all. Um, who?
Tanya just popped up too.
Where is she? Where the hell is she? There she is. What's up, Tanya? Good to see you, sis. What's up, Jess? All the homies in the house.
Yeah.
Hope everybody's doing well. Hashtag smile to get into the current giveaway. All right, so I'm still on that BA is going to be here. I don't care what none of these busters say, so don't matter to me. This week, well, last week I think it started. Deion Sanders started talking about that he's not going to let Travis Hunter and any of his sons go to an organization, be drafted to an organization that he doesn't want them to play for. So how he thinks he's going to work this out, I don't really know. But this week, so that, everybody was talking about that last week. Oh, he thinks he runs the draft, yada, yada. Well, this week he puts out a list of, I just had it. Where did it go? He puts out a list of the teams that he's willing, or that he will allow Travis Hunter and his sons to play for. The 49ers are on that list. Eagles, 49ers, Cowboys, Commanders, Ravens, and Falcons. What do you make of this whole Deion Sanders allowing his kids to play for certain teams, allowing another kid that's not even his kid to play for certain teams? How do you see this all going down? And how do you feel that the 49ers were put on that list?
That's crazy to me. Well, first and foremost, you can have a list of saying like for a preference. You can have a preference. If you say, hey, I'd like for my boys and Travis Hunter to play for X, Y, and Z because they're a great organization, but to say I will only allow, that's crazy to me. Like, who are you? Like, I love me some Deion Sanders. When he as a player, best corner I've ever seen, but that's some foolishness. And then I saw something today where now if people want to transfer to Colorado, they have to DM his sons. So whoever
Yeah.
wants to transfer, you saw that too. So if you're on defense, you got to DM one son. If you're on offense, Shador has to be DM'd to say if they're and they have to approve if they're going to be transfers or not. Like, come on,
And then
that's
said,
that's
this
that's
ain't no
that's
last
arrogance.
chance, you.
Yeah, that's arrogance at its finest. I'm sorry. That's real narcissistic behavior, honestly. It's crazy to me. Like, who are you, Dion? Like, come on, man. Like, I get you're the coach for Colorado, but why you're the coach? Why don't they go through you? Who are your sons and what have they really done to sit here and say, oh, go through my sons. If you're on defense, DM this one. You're on offense, DM that one, and then we'll talk about if you're a good fit or not. That's crazy to me. Like I don't know what's going on in this man's head, but that's wild. That's all I gotta say. That's arrogance at its finest, and like I said, a real narcissistic behavior. Because it's like I never heard nothing but like that in my life.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like you've been in Colorado, we have no championships. You have like I mean, I'm not saying it's any better. If a Nick Saban says something like that, he'd probably get a little bit more. I'm not talking about the who you draft. I'm talking about if you want to transfer. I'm not saying
Right.
it's right, but it would be more. I don't know what the word I want to use. It'd make more sense, I guess you can say, if somebody who's won numerous college football championships, Dion, you've won nothing. It's just I don't know. That's wild to hear those two different things. I'd say I'm done. Go ahead, Tony. That's
I
crazy.
think it's a major turnoff, to be honest with you. If
It
I'm
is.
a former 5-star recruit, and and going to a school where the coach was just let go or left to go to a better opportunity, and I want to be a successful corner into the next level, and I want to go play for one of the best corners to ever play the game in the NFL, I got to get approval from your sons. Sorry, I'm sorry. Like that's absurd. I don't agree with that. And I just got to be honest with you guys. Once Deion Sanders was named the head coach, then at Colorado at that time, I kind of knew it was going to be something odd, because let's take it back to when the Niners selected Michael Crabtree.
Mm-hmm.
If I'm correct, I think Deion had his hands with that kid, and it was MC Hammer at the time who was friends with the three of them that finally pushed and got that deal done for the 49ers and Crabtree. Because Deion was saying, no. You know, he was getting involved and not in the right way, which caused a very extensive holdout for Crabtree in his rookie year. That's before the scale was set for the first round selections. So there was more, my client wants this. No, today it's okay. This is what you're picked here. This is what you're making. Boop, 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 boop. Sign. Like, you know what I'm saying? There could be some language in there that could be agreed upon, but pretty much the numbers are the numbers. But he was involved in that, and it caused a very extensive holdout. So I don't know, man. You're trying to build a program and win a national championship. Yeah, you went to Colorado. That's fine. He could probably turn that program around. You came out the gate flying, but guess what? You shit the bed the rest of the year. You gotta build your program and win before you could start putting requirements or demands and what's the word I'm looking for? Whatever. Just before you start demanding, like, kids that need to be approved by his sons, nonetheless, who are not going to be there after the 2024 season. So, what are we talking about?
Sim, I agree, and I'm saying that those reports out there about that. We're not saying that it's a guaranteed fact. We're just saying if that's true, that you have to go and DM your sons. That's crazy. I've seen it on numerous occasions. So, and I'm not giving Dion a pass. I'm not giving Eli and Peyton a pass. I don't agree with it either way. You go to it's a privilege to play in the NFL, NBA, wherever the case may be. I never forget when Steve Francis, I know you know who that is, Sam, when he said, "Oh, I don't want to get drafted by at the time the Vancouver Grizzlies." Like who? Like come on, bro. Like regardless, be honored that somebody wants you and that they're willing to draft you top one, top two, and all this other stuff. So I'm just saying, like, he's not the bad guy, but to sit there and say, like, oh, I only want my guys to play for this team and that team. I only know what do you say? I only allow. Is that what he said, Mariah?
Yeah, and I'm not adding any info. I read exactly what the fucking post said, so
Exactly.
that's not adding anything.
So I just for him to say, oh, I allow. I'll only allow my guys to play for this teams. Like I said, it's okay to have a preference. Oh, I would love for my guys to play for the Niners, Steelers, whatever. That's cool. But to sit there and try to dictate that stuff, that's crazy to me. I don't care who it is. I don't care if it's Peyton Manning. I don't care if it's Dion, Eli. I don't care. John Elway. He said it himself too. I'm not going to this team. I'll play baseball instead if you draft me. I don't agree with any of it. So I think that's some foolishness to me. Like if you're sitting there and and cool, you saw the message, cool. I'm just saying, like if that's the case, if that was the true story, that's crazy to sit there and say, oh, you can go ahead and DM this person, DM that person about your transfer and stuff like that. That's all I'm saying. So yeah, we're not really adding anything. So yeah, it's crazy that you know anybody would sit there and say like, oh, like as much as me, like if I was going to the draft, in my prime 22-year-old kid, much as I hated Dallas, hated the Seahawks, I'm not going to sit there and say, oh, I don't want you guys drafting me. Like that's crazy to me. You're going to go. I feel like if you truly feel blessed, you shouldn't care who you go to. But that's just me though. So yeah, I'm not saying that Dion's a bad guy. He's just a point of topic. We're not talking about quarterbacks from 20, 30 years ago.
Yeah. I didn't have a podcast 30 years ago to talk about the Mannings. So
Yeah.
had I, then I would have brought it up, but I didn't.
Yeah.
The tweet specifically says Colorado head coach Deion Sanders says he will allow Travis Hunter and his sons to play for the Eagles, 49ers, Cowboys, Commanders, Ravens, and Falcons, period.
Crazy.
So take it for what you want. Let's draw this second giveaway, and then we'll get into the draft. So hashtag smile. Make sure you're in there. All right. This is again for Debo, Kittle, CMC, and we're drawing in that order. So good luck. Then we're going to get into the draft and see what Tony has been doing with his free time.
It's working. That's what I do with my free time. I'm stuck in Jersey, not Vegas. I wish I was in Vegas. Oh, God.
It's hot today, 90 degrees.
All right. Stovey. I think it's Stovey.
Stovey,
4x4.
Yeah.
Congrats. Congrats. Let me write out the whole thing so I don't get it wrong. Gets the Debo. All right. So for Kittle.
Nice.
Good luck. Miss Debbie.
Miss Deb.
Congrats. All right. And CMC. Melissa.
2.
She's on a twofer.
Yep.
Congrats to the winners. All right. Let me set up the final giveaway. And I'll have you guys get in there. All right. So we'll have Tony do a mock draft here in a few. But before we do that, Tony, what, just after you've been looking into prospects, getting into this draft class a little bit more, what are your overall thoughts, with what you've seen and kind of what position groups have stuck out to you, whether that's for good reasons or for bad reasons?
As far as for the draft, I like the offensive tackle class. I like the receiver class. I like the corner class has some solid depth to it. I'm not going to say it's as deep as the others, but there's some solid players in there. The safeties are okay. The linebackers, there's some decent linebackers, but I'm not going to say it's a deep class. There's actually a couple really good linebackers for what the 49ers look in for their linebackers and what they require them to do. So I think this is the thing, and we touched on this on the other show. Going into this, the 49ers do not have a need at one position. They don't. And that's why it's so hard to say, shit, what are they going to do with 31? What are they going to do with 62, 63, whatever it is? What are they going to do in the third? What are they going to do in the fourth? We don't know because we don't know, A, how the board is going to fall, who's going to be there when they're on the clock, and all that stuff. I think this is like we spoke about last time, TL, crucial draft for them, major draft. I think they add looking looking at how they used free agency this year and looking at who are free agents next year, I think will kind of dictate what they think of the player and when they take them. So if they go corner early, that tells you something's going to be different next year. If they go defensive tackle early, it's going to be different next year. Offensive tackle early, different next year. Wide receiver is something to keep your eye on. If they trade Ayuk, they're going wide receiver. If they don't trade Ayuk and still go wide receiver, transition phase number 2, we pretty much know what position group will be addressed. So it's very interesting. It's very you could ask Mike from Nothing But Niners when we do our draft boards and stuff. We're in the ballpark of potentially the position, sometimes the player, but this year I'm totally bleeping clueless because I have no. I don't know. They can do anything at 31. They could take a center. They could take not a guard. They could take a tackle. They could take, if Bowers falls out for some reason, they could take a tight end. The Niners would trade up if he's in the low 20s. You want a piece of candy? Go ahead. It's really unknown. It really is. So I think how the draft falls, the key number one thing, tell-all thing is what Ayuk. What happens with Ayuk? That's the tell-all factor. Because don't forget, a lot of these guys that they signed in free agency are 1-and-1s, a 2-year deal, 1-year play, a 1-year team option, and a 1-year deal. So it's going to be very interesting to see how they address it. And what they address this year is going to tell you what 2025 could look like. Because they have a tendency of grabbing the player, having them sit, grooming them off season in the weight room, and the following year, it's go time. Look at Aaron Banks. Mm-hmm. They tried to get him on the field. He wasn't ready. Sat him, boom, starting left guard next year. So it's hard to tell. There's a lot of depth in this draft. This is a solid draft to replenish a roster. But unfortunately, at 31, I don't know if you're going to get a top-notch contributor at 31. So we're going to see. It's going to be interesting. I'm super excited for it, and I can't wait for it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I had seen earlier this week that John Lynch and Chris Forster were at the Washington Huskies, little pro day or whatever thing. And, a lot of faithful seem to be very happy with that. Obviously, they got O-line, Troy Fontanu. Is that how you pronounce it?
Yeah.
I'm not sure. Mm-hmm. And then they also have Roger Rosengarten. So it makes sense if, the O-line coach is there, who they're looking at. But other prospects that they have as well, obviously Rome, he's going to be way gone before we pick.
Yeah, he's going top 10.
They got wide receiver Jalen Polk. They got Jalen McMillan. They have edge Braylon Trice. And linebacker, they have a linebacker coming out. There's no way I'll get that name right. So we'll just skip that. So I think that Troy Fontanu, a lot of faithful seem to want that guy. Did you look into him, Tony? What did you think about him?
He's a great tackle. I mean, he has the ability to play all 5 positions on the offensive line, so the versatility box is checked on that one. But the problem is he's projected to go top 15, top 18 the most.
Again, yeah.
And I just can't see San Francisco going all in on a left tackle when you have Trent Williams there. I mean, I could be wrong, but you got to realize something. Yes, there are really good tackles in this draft. And I'm going to be very clear about this. And I want to be, I'm going to say it slow because I'm not saying the individual that I want to talk about is better. But there are a lot of excellent tackles in this draft. I agree with you, Sim. Very solid players. Some of them are a little raw, a little green that need polishing, potentially sit a year, but have a high ceiling with a low floor combination. But then there's players that just do. There's players that have strengths that transition to what the 49ers want their tackles to do. And that's where this Rosengarten kid comes in, right? He is extremely athletic. He is an okay pass protector, good run blocker. What amazes me about him and what really caught my eye for him was how he has like these two different types of pass sets, and it's nothing called by the coaching staff. It's what he sees in tendencies against his opponent. He'll come out and do like a normal setup. Do it what? Okay, Daddy will make you something in a minute. So he'll do these like say hi.
Hello.
Say hello.
Hello.
Hi.
All right.
Hi, little man.
So he'll do these. He has these tendencies where if there's a really like an aggressive pass rusher, he'll fire out like it's a run block, but then set up in a pass rusher and engage him and not let that guy try to get upfield on him. But then there's times he'll sit back in a kick slide and just wait. So he plays like a mind game with his opponent. And I find that really interesting. And he's very nasty, plays through the whistle. He's got a nasty streak to him. And that's another thing that I like. And everybody keeps overlooking the fact that Penix is a left-handed quarterback, and this kid protected his blind side and did not give up one sack in 2 years as a starter.
Daddy,
Don't touch that.
Daddy,
What?
why everybody's posting?
Because they're posting their comments saying how cute you are.
Okay.
So that's something that like is not being talked about, right?
Yeah.
Get a drink. So he protected Penix's backside, and look at the way Penix played all year. So it's kind of like, is he perfect? No, but what he does is, I agree 100% with what he just said right there. But and that's going to transition to this. What he does well is what the 49ers expect and require from their tackles. So he might not be the top-ranked tackle, but he's the top-ranked tackle for what the 49ers look for in a right tackle. Because the days of bringing in a Mims, a Guyton, the bigger guys, I mean, the kid from BYU, right now, if you had to ask me and say, who are your top tackles in the bottom of round one, beginning of round two, I'm telling you, it's Kingsley from BYU, and it's this kid from Washington.
Yeah.
Both athletic, both are good run blockers. Kingsley has a little bit of advantage because he's so big and so strong that you're not going to bully him and bull rush him. He'll just lay on you, and that's that. He has the athleticism to not get beat around the corner. Needs a little polishing, but, you know, those two guys, I think, would be the top options in my eyes as the right tackle for the 49ers in the early rounds. There's some other guys that deeper in the draft that I like, but – and as far as what Sim just said, Burford, I think – I like Burford. He has good tendencies. He's very inconsistent. Another year in the weight room could help his game. But Brendel is 33, I think, going on 34.
Yeah,
I think Brendel has become the weakest link in the middle of the offensive line because he's not a big physical imposing center. He's a more lightweight 290 center, 6'4", 290 guy. You can't question his IQ. You can't question his mobility to get to the second level to seal off the backside linebacker. But if it's in a pass rush situation and you're in a one-on-one and he gets bull rushed, I'm sorry. It's not a good matchup.
Yeah.
So there could be a very strong possibility that, hey, if one of those guys start trickling down, the kid from West Virginia, Zach Frazier, I think his name is off the top of my head, and potentially the kid from Oregon, they start trickling down and they get to 28, the Niners could jump up and secure one of those guys. And that starts the solidification of the offensive line. You start from the middle. You got your left tackle this year. And that could be maybe your best situation to get your first-round pick on the field in the first year that they're there. But again, Kyle comes into play here where does he trust a rookie at the center position? So
yeah, that's I don't think he would, but I agree with Sam on that one too. Like even if our first round pick isn't a starter, he needs to be an immediate contribution. You know what I mean? He has to contribute fast. Like like even if it's off the bench or whatever. But yeah, I don't know, man. I'm kind of with you on the draft. It's been tough, man. I don't know what's gonna happen. We've signed all these guys. I really do think it'll be best player available. And I don't know what's going to happen, whether we trade up, trade. I've even heard that if our board's set back and people are falling, we might trade back a few spots.
And
You know what I
that's what I was just about to say.
Yeah.
I think for the 49ers, their ideal situation is one of those quarterbacks are sitting there. And you get a team like the Baltimore Ravens with Lamar Jackson and say, listen, let's go up. Let's trade with San Francisco. We're at pick 35.
Mm-hmm.
Let's give them 35 in a third rounder and maybe a seventh, whatever, to sweeten the pot.
Yeah.
There's a competition for that spot. You get a little more. They secure their quarterback and keep the 50-year rights on them. And the 49ers move back 4 or 5 picks, and they still potentially can get all those guys I just said.
Exactly. Yeah.
But you need 2 to tango. So
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. I can tell that when I pull up this simulator, it's going to make me lag. So, if you guys don't hear me for a while, just let Tony continue to pick and do what you got to do. I'll hear you guys and select the players when I hear it. Earlier, when I was looking at mock draft simulators, I had pulled up this new one. What was it? Like, I don't know. There's a couple new ones out there, but before I used it, I was like, well, let me, try it before I use it on the show, just to see what it's like. And first of all, it had drafted, let me see. I had taken a picture of the first couple just because it was so funny what this freaking simulator drafted. It sent JJ McCarthy number 1 to the Bears. Caleb Williams went number 2. Jaden Daniels number 3. Okay, but then it drafted at number 9 to the Bears Drake May. So the Bears drafted JJ McCarthy and Drake May in the first round.
Quarterbacks.
Yep.
That's
and
crazy.
skipped on Caleb Williams. So I guess they got 2 for 1. I don't know. But I'm like, yeah, we're not using that one. I don't know what the hell those people are drafting. So let me hashtag my QB to get into the last giveaway as well. All right, let me share this. Then we'll let Tony draft away.
Yeah, David, I agree, man. We haven't had a first round pick in a few years, and our roster is pretty set as far as starters and stuff. So it could be one of those things where it could be a surprise pick. I personally think we're going to go a corner and surprise everybody. And I think I had mentioned the last time we drafted a corner, I think was Mike Rump, which was a long time ago. I know, and I think the last secondary guy that we drafted in the first round was Jimmy Ward, and that was a long time ago. So I think it's time.
Yeah, that's crazy. Hashtag MyQB to get into the last giveaway. We'll draw it as soon as we're done with this. Let's enter the draft. See, this one picks Caleb Williams first, so I think they're on board here. And then Tony, tell me what positions you want me to check and whatever once we come up. Dang, Chop went 22. That's early.
Mike Rump
Kool-Aid,
roast. Yeah, that
26.
guy.
All right. 49ers are on the clock. They got a trade offer.
We're just talking
Pick
about
46
that.
and 82 for 31.
Nah, I'm not. If that was me, I wouldn't take that.
We got pick 33 and a 2025 7th.
Who's on the board?
Us.
No, I mean, who's
players?
Yeah.
Best available. Cooper DeJean.
See, who's there? I can't see it. All my glasses.
We got
Xavier Worthy, Michael
Cooper,
Pennick, Bo Nix.
So wait a second. Are we keeping Ayuk? Is Ayuk still a 49er right now?
Yeah.
Mariah's going to say
Kingsley's
absolutely
available
on that question.
Kingsley's available.
Yep, Kingsley, Xavier Worthy, Keon Coleman.
And what are the trades?
Pick 46 and pick 82 for 31. or pick 33 and a 7th next year, or pick 60 and a second and 2 seconds next year for pick 31 and 176.
Oh God!
So nothing to really help us this year.
Did that say a Kansas City 7th on top of that? I think it did. I
Yeah.
think it's at 33 and yeah, absolutely. That's crazy.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah, Kansas City 7th. So last pick probably.
God. What are you guys thinking? What are you feeling? What do you? I mean, are we doing best available player? Are we doing needs? I
Me
mean,
personally, I'm taking Cooper because of his versatility. You know how much they love versatility, and he feels a need too. So
that's the kid from what? Texas A&M, right?
no, that kid from Iowa,
He's from
the
Iowa.
DB.
Oh, the corners, the defensive
Safety.
back, right?
Yes, sir.
Mhm.
People in the chat are saying take 33 and the extra 7th because you move down 2 spots and you still get a draft pick for next year.
Yeah, but they want Cooper. So would you got to ask yourself, is he
And
high
us
on your
doing this-
board?
Us
Is
doing
that
this
something
draft
that you
simulator,
want?
Mhm.
us doing this and taking a 7th next year ain't helping us do shit for this project.
No.
So
Lad McConkey's available.
I mean, listen, it fills a need. He's a great athlete. He tested well. The problem is this: what is he going to play? Is he going to come in and be your free safety? Is he going to come in and just be a nickel corner for you? These are, could he potentially pair up with Jair next year? Free
Could.
safety, strong safety combination. You move on from Huff. I could see it potentially. He's the number 1 guy on the board, so let's just take him. If we're going to stick to the best player, if you're sticking to the method, the notion of best player available, he's the best player that does fill a need because of 3/4 of your secondary is gone next year.
Yeah.
So, and he can give you impact this year in situational packages as far
Absolutely.
as being your starter as a nickel, being as a free safety potentially. So screw it. You take him here.
Okay.
all right. So next pick 63. Kingsley went to the Texans at 42.
Really, and like you said,
know-
Tony, he's gonna he'll contribute immediately. Cooper will.
Now, what does that mean? Kingsley got taken by the Texans, right? So they're the same type of offense as what the 49ers run.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, Zach Frazier
right.
just not taken. Pick before us, Tony.
Who's on the board?
So we got
That's
some trades up
crazy.
here. Let's see. DT Michael Hall, tight end Ben Sinnott, defensive tackle Chris Jenkins, linebacker Peyton Wilson, running back Fisk, defensive tackle Fisk is there.
Is Rosengarten still there?
I don't think so. Oh yeah.
Yeah, he's there.
Me, my opinion, I would take him right now. That's what I would do. I mean, I don't know. I hate doing these things because every time you do one, it's different. So you can't
it
find
really
like
is.
you can't get into the rhythm of expecting who's going to be there, how it's going to fall. I mean, we could take a guard. I see someone saying in the chat, BB and Hall, they're 2 good players. Yes. I just feel, are they – I do like Hall, the Ohio State kid. I don't think BB is the best fit for this offense. He's more of like a big physical mauling guard. I haven't really seen him get out and pull out and get on the second level as often as I've seen other guards in this draft. Personally, I would just take Rosengarten here as your right tackle of the future, potentially take over from McKivitz. And ultimately, like, if you could secure the right tackle spot right now, with Rosengartner, now you have an upgrade, right? Everything's about upgrading. You want to upgrade the depth of this roster. So if he could secure the right tackle spot in training camp, we'll say now McKivitz is now potentially in conversation to compete for the right guard spot, potentially now takes the lead for the swing tackle spot. And maybe if Trent Williams walks away next year, you have your emergency plug-in in McKivitz. Because let's not forget, San Francisco went into LA and beat the Rams with 2 backup tackles, I think it was.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Jalen Moore and Colton McKivitz. So McKivitz played the left side, and people tend to think that he's a little bit better on the left side than he was the right. But if Trent Williams walk away, you're not like, oh, shit, what are we doing? And that's why I think, honestly, they went out and did what they did, and it signed him to that extension for through next year just to protect themselves. And everyone's like, oh, what the hell are they doing? No, they're smart because now you have him under control. And if he has a stellar year this year or something, or Trent Williams, God forbid, knock on wood, this doesn't happen, but something happens to Trent Williams and he takes over, they're protecting themselves. So with that being said, I would go with the right tackle. The guard depth in this draft is good. I think there's center depth in this draft. So I would just go Rosengartner here.
All right, let's do it.
You and Sims
Cedric
guy
Gray
going to
went
pick
to the
ahead of us
Texans,
is
too.
crazy. Zach Frazier won at 62, Tony a pick before us. That's
I would have
crazy.
took Frazier. I would have took Frazier.
Sure.
I would have tried to jump up and grab Rosengartner.
Yeah.
So we got to pick 94 coming up.
Devontae Walker. That's a receiver I'd like for us to get. See who coming up soon. 94.
All right, let's see who's here first. So, cornerback, defensive tackle, running back. I don't know what position you're thinking.
Oh, God. You want to solidify your run defense? I know exactly who you're looking at.
A running back is funny to me.
I would listen, and listen, I'm just shooting from the hip right now.
Running backs in this draft.
There are good running backs in this draft. All right. There are some, like Sim just said, Brandon Rice. I like Brandon Rice. I really do. But this team struggled in stopping the run last year. If you want to stop the run, there's one player sitting there right now staring you in the face that could stop the run. And he's not going to be depended on to come in and be a pass rusher. He's not going to come in and be like, he's the new guy, year one being forced into a system. And let's talk about free agency. Free agency, they added all those interior guys on 2-year deals, 1-and-1 with the team option. So if they can land somebody and add this piece, they could potentially unload one of those guys, or they could, keep them around and still roll with this guy. Sweat, I think, is probably one of the better run defenders. He's hard to move. He does offer you something as a pass rusher, a little bit, not crazy. He is a good athlete for a man that big, and I'm stressing man that big. Some off the field issues just recently happening, getting a DUI, and he was pretty intoxicated from what I read. Yeah. I mean, if you're really concerned about that interior and bolstering the defensive line to stop the run, because let's face it, guys, in the playoffs, teams ran on them at their will. So if that's a major concern, you go with somebody like Sweat. If it's you want to add the receiver, you can look at somebody like Rice. I really can't see. Is that Austin Booker's there? He's a pass rusher. What are the trade offers?
Let's see. We got pick 106 and 146 for 94. Got pick 105 and next year's 4th. That's it.
Well, the question is how much do you value and how much would the team value at this selection to have potentially an impact player to come in and stop stop the bleeding in the run game on the defense. Again, I wish I had my glasses because I can't see shit.
Hey
Is there
Tony,
any-
but even with that, Tony, do you think even with the 2 defensive tackles that we brought in, do you think that makes D tackle a little bit more push down the line a little bit?
It could. It could push them down the line because of what they added. But remember, the type of contract that they signed, Malik Collins is a free agent after this year because they traded him to the Niners and he only had 1 year left. He's on his last year of his deal right now, I believe. And those guys that they brought in are not known to be stout run defenders. They're more pass rushers. So, I mean, is there a center on the board? Is there a center from either Wisconsin, Bertolli, or Lemieux from Arkansas?
What names did you say?
Tanner. Is that Tanner?
Tanner Bertolini.
Yeah.
Yeah. From
I
Wisconsin.
mean, they can grab a center here. They can grab that kid, Tanner Bertolli, or Bo Lemieux from Arkansas. He might be gone. Who are the corners that are left?
Got
God damn, I'm freaking blind.
corner from Missouri, Abrams Drain. Got Josh Newton from TCU. Andrew Phillips from Kentucky. Kalen King, Penn State.
Tia, who do you like here?
Anything except for a running back. 49ers and third round running backs equal divorce. That's what I see it as. Who are the wide receivers available, Miriah?
Let's see.
I'll tell you what, if Trey Benson was there from Florida State, I would consider him.
Johnny Wilson, Jermaine Burton, Malik Washington, Jamari Thrash, Rice. I would be good with Sweat. I just don't know if with his off the field stuff, if that's going to keep the 49ers away from him.
Yeah, I think that was scary.
He wasn't just a little over the limit. He was way over the limit. So,
yep.
Yeah, way over the limit. I'm good with what Tony said. Like, if we can get us a D tackle or something. I'm just looking at it like, we got Jordan Elliott and then Malik Collins and stuff. So, but
you could take the kid Tanner Bertolli from center here, from Wisconsin. Take the center here. There's other defensive tackles later in the draft that are safer prospects, maybe not as talented as Sweat, but they're not like you don't have the off-field concerns. So I would take a center here. You can't take one of these nickel corners because that's why we drafted what's his name in the first round to give you versatility to play the slot and play the safety. Yeah.
All right, so Tanner, that's the highest grade center available. All right, let's do it.
It's almost done.
All right, next pick, 124. Hashtag MyQB to get into the last giveaway. Names popping off. Some good names. Should put this shit on fast. All right,
We're coming up
here we
pretty soon.
come. A whole lot of trading going on.
Yeah, there is.
Ha!
All right. So
I can't see the ball. Shit.
highest graded player available is the running back.
Who is
Got
it?
an edge. Audric Estime, I don't know, from Notre Dame. We got Hunt the edge available. Another running back, cornerback, Kyrie Jackson.
That's someone that's interesting.
Cornerback Cam Hart. A whole lot of running backs. Tight end, T.O. Johnson, Brendan Rice, Jamarian Jones,
Brendan Rice
cornerback
available?
out of Florida. Yep.
That's probably who I would take, to be honest.
Let's take Jerry Jr.
Yeah, that's who I would take.
All right. Welcome, Little Rice. All right. We're up.
Is there any linebackers?
Let's see. So the top rated one is Tyrese Knight. Got Aaron Casey, Curtis Jacobs,
Nah.
Tommy.
Is Jackson still on board, the corner from Oregon?
Kyrie Jackson.
Where did he go to?
Nope, he went.
He's gone.
Jerrion Jones is the best rated one right now.
Oh, the corner?
Yeah.
How about defensive tackles?
Tyler Davis, Jordan Jefferson, Keith Randolph, Justin Ebogbe.
And what about defensive ends?
Jalix Hunt, Javon Solomon, Jonah Ellis, Xavier Thomas.
No, so all those guys are gone. What about tell me guards?
Layden Robinson, Zach Zinter, Javian Cohen, Henderson from Michigan.
And the tight ends?
Theo Johnson, Jared Wiley, Jaheim Bell. I like that one. Eric All. I like him too from Iowa.
Jaheim Bell. The problem is he's not big enough to be a full-time tight end. He reminds me a lot of Delaney Walker. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Wait, is Mo Kamara available? I just saw Sim say it. He's a defensive end.
Yeah. What? Mohammed? Who'd you say?
Yeah, Kamara.
Yeah.
Oh,
I would take him.
Yeah, that's a good pick.
All
And
right.
then double back
Let's
with a
do
tight end.
Okay.
You can take either Wiley or Johnson.
So Johnson from Penn State, Wiley from TCU.
TL, pick it.
What you think?
Ooh. These are the tight ends.
Yep.
Oh, wait a second. Hold on. Go to my picks next to the blue tab up top in the current selections. When's our next pick after this?
176.
And what pick is this?
135.
See if Christian Boyd's available at defensive tackle.
Yeah.
Take him.
That's a good. Yeah. Okay.
That's somebody.
Right.
I didn't think he'd be available. That's crazy.
That's somebody that could. He needs a little work, but he's extremely strong, and shows the agility to get off the line. A project for Kosaric, but it's something that you're not saying we need. What round are we in? The 5th?
Yeah.
The 5th. We're in the 5th right now. It's not like demand that he has to step on the field. If he does, it's a bonus. But it's a nice building piece because of his skill set with strength, 6'2", 233, or 6'3", 233, 333. I think I read it at. So he's a big physical run stopper who does offer something as a pass rush. In the East-West Shrine game, he was straight dominating. So that's something, a developmental pick. But at this point, you take a shot with it, right?
Yeah. All right. So we're coming up here.
When you enter the Roxy
So Eric All is from Iowa as the top tight end available now.
I don't know about you, but I would take him. He has some injury concerns.
Yep.
I agree with that. But if you throw the injuries aside, one of the most talented tight ends in this draft.
Hello.
What's up, little man?
Hello.
Hey, go
All
sit
right.
down. Awesome.
Okay.
The next Iowa tight ends.
Iowa tight ends are pretty good in the league.
Yeah. So far as that gets going, let's see. So we got a safety, off tackle, we got a center, we got a wide receiver, we got an edge, we got a defensive tackle, and we got a tight end. So 3 more picks left.
Who's on the board?
Our pick is coming up. When's our pick coming up?
We're not there yet.
211?
Oh, okay, so
211.
When you enter Roxy Zone.
would you stop with the Roxy Bear Zone? No one cares about the Roxy Bear Zone, man.
He obviously does.
Oh my god.
All right. We're up.
All right. Is linebacker Michael Barrett available?
Yo, look at Sim calling my guy out right there.
No, he's gone.
I see you, Sim. We're on the same page.
All right.
What about
So
a
what you
quarterback,
thinking?
Tony? What about a quarterback? You think so?
I know what quarterback I want. I know which one I want.
Let's see
Where we
what
at right now?
quarterbacks are available.
Pick 211 in
211.
the 6th round.
We have what? One more after this?
2 more.
2 more.
2 more? Go to linebackers. Is Tatum Bethune from Florida State still on the board?
Yeah.
Okay. What position? What did we take so far?
So I think we've taken 2 offensive linemen, a corner / safety. We got a wide receiver. What else? D tackle and an edge, right? Yeah. So we need a core.
and
I feel
tight
like we need a
end.
quarterback and a linebacker, and probably like another corner, in my opinion.
Is shit. We only got 3 picks. Damn it.
Yeah, 3 picks left.
Take is the carrying Richardson, I think is the carrying Richardson from Mississippi State, the corner. Is he on the board?
Nope.
He's not.
Gone. He's gone.
Good one. Who are the
Yeah,
top?
Dion. I agree with you, Dion. It's hard because we drafted 2 tight ends last year, and we also signed one to free agency. So I don't know what that means for the ones we drafted last year.
Who are the top corners available?
Miles
top
Harden from South Dakota, Carlton Johnson, Fresno State, Quentin Newsome from Nebraska, Josh DeBerry, Texas A&M.
Go to offensive guard.
Dylan McMahon, Kyle Hergel, Jacob Monk, Jarrett
And
Kingston.
go to tackle one time. Is Caden Wallace there? No, he's probably off.
No.
Fuck. We have 3 picks. Let's go with T. Is there anybody you want?
Can you go to the corners, Miriah?
What's up, dude?
What about your show when we go to Mexico?
When we go to Mexico? Oh, don't worry about it.
Let me see. Is Dwight McGlothern there from Arkansas?
Nope.
No. Okay. Go to quarterback for me, please.
We got to discuss now. If you're going to pick a quarterback, we got to discuss.
All right.
So Austin Reed, Carter Bradley, Sam Hartman, Devin Leary, Jason Bean.
Austin Reed would be the only one I would take.
They wouldn't take the BYU kid, Kevin Slovis.
I think Austin Reed's better, in my opinion. But that's a tough one.
Do you want to take him? Take him.
Yeah, I don't like Sam Hartman too much.
No. Sam. So what?
Yeah, Austin Reed is who I would take. What you think, Tony?
Good, take him. Take him.
All right.
Yeah.
It'll give me absolutely diabetes.
And then we got what?
Gonna be
This one and then one more?
Yeah, we got two left, right? Yeah.
I would take
maybe a
linebacker from Florida State, Bethune. Bethune, I think you say it. I don't know how to say it.
Tatum, yeah.
Tatum
Oh,
Bethune.
he's there? Yeah. Okay.
He's one of the top coverage linebackers in collegiate football. And then with the last pick, you guys can shoot me if you want. I'm going Frank Gore Jr.
Oh, okay. Is he available?
I'm with that. Let's see. He's still there.
Somebody just said it in the chat, too. Is Frank Gore Jr. still there?
He's there. I've done this mock enough to know that he'll be there.
To know he's there?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Wait. Oh, yeah, I see him.
I think he's rated like 331 as a running back.
They got him 478 overall here.
Total, yeah. Dang. Frank Gore Jr.
Almost there, guys.
I would have went the kid from BYU TL because
You
If
talking about the
he
quarterback, you mean?
if he
Oh.
didn't get his shoulder hurt at USC,
Mm-hmm.
this kid never would have been at BYU.
No, he wouldn't have.
It was an injury to his thrower and shoulder, but if you look, there was a special on him, and it really sold me on him. He, as many times as he transferred, he went from USC to Pittsburgh to BYU.
Yeah, he's been all over the place.
And all he would say is, he goes, "I just want to win. I want the best opportunity to be the best person and quarterback that I could be for my teammates." So he's wired well. So that's number one. Number two, he showed the ability to play before he got hurt at USC. Bounced around, so I think he's humbled, and I think he's wired the right way to have a successful career in the NFL. I'm not saying as a starter. I'm not saying this is the next Brock Purdy.
Yeah.
But if you can find a developmental quarterback to eventually take over as your number two, that's a win in my situation.
Yeah.
In my opinion.
No, yeah, I feel it. Yeah, and like the quarterback other than the top guys, but my favorite mid to late round quarterback is Michael Pratt from Tulane. He'd be the one that like if it was up to me, I probably would have picked him in the 4th round and stuff, just because I don't really trust Brandon Allen too much. But yeah, like I think when it comes down to the quarterback, so you and I are kind of on the same page with the Austin Reid and Slovis type, because those are the ones I probably would have picked. But like Sam Hartman, I'm not a fan of. But Slovis seems like he has like the mental toughness to go in there and be the third quarterback on his team and stuff like that. So yeah, I can see that too. And like I said too, the way that our quarterbacks coach seems like he knows what he's doing when it comes to picking quarterbacks. So if he picks a quarterback late, I'm gonna trust it.
Yeah.
Everybody, hashtag my QB again, because it only shows 5 of you all entered. So
all right, I gotta jump off.
All right, Tony.
Okay.
I appreciate you guys. Let me know next week. I'll come on right before the draft.
Sounds good.
All right. Sounds good,
All right.
brother.
See you later.
Take care, guys.
Bye. All right. So yeah, hashtag my QB, because for some reason it only shows 5 of you entered. And if y'all just want to, hey Peachy, I haven't been able to see comments for the last 20 minutes, so shout out to all y'all.
It's been kind of tough looking at the draft board and stuff.
So yeah, even if you already entered, just make sure to throw it in the chat again. Hashtag my QB to get you in there. We're going to be giving away the Brock Purdy Emergent, the George Kittle art, as well as Faithful to the Bay, the Wayne Breezy Show. So make sure you got it in. You're enrolled. Hashtag my QB. We're about to draw right now. I wonder, it only gives you like 20 minutes before it starts kicking everybody out, I think.
Oh, is that
What's
what
up,
it is?
Alberto?
Oh.
Maybe. I don't know how long, but it doesn't seem like very long.
Seems like there's a lot of people that just put it in now, so it should be a decent amount of names.
12 now, so
okay, perfect.
We're moving on up. I'll give you guys another few seconds to get in there. Hashtag my QB. I'm going to draw Kittle first, then Brock, then we'll draw the towel.
Sam, I have not, but I am going to. Love X-Men.
X-Men 97. All right. Let me share this.
So what Izzy put?
Yeah, people will be screwing that all up. That's why I just pick short shit so that people can get it right.
I spell your name wrong or something.
All right, let's draw these winners and we'll get out of here. Appreciate you guys for hanging out with us today. I'll be back tomorrow at 3 Pacific time for the 2GO show with Steph Sanchez. All right, let's draw. First
Sounds
up,
good.
Kittle. The artwork of Kittle. Good luck.
Good luck, everybody. For all you basketball fans, who you got tonight? 76ers or the Heat?
Ooh. Niner
Nine.
Vito.
He won on his day off.
Yep. See that? Congrats,
Somebody said
sir.
Lakers. Fools ain't playing tonight.
All right, for the Brock Purdy Emergent. Good luck. David
Niner.
McNiner. Congrats, sir. All right, and for the Wayne Breezy towel. Good luck. Alberto. Late to the party and getting gifts. How about that? Congrats, everybody. Let me stop sharing this. All right, TL, any closing thoughts before we get out of here?
Yeah, just real quick. So I seen a lot of questions asking you and I how we felt about the Trent Taylor situation. So as everybody knows, Trent Taylor was one of the first receivers that this regime drafted. I think it was like the fifth or sixth round, the same year that Kittle came in. And you know what? Everybody's all pissed off. Why do we do this? Why do we do that? I'm to the point where I don't really care. You know what I mean? It is what it is. Like, if he makes a contribution, he does. If he doesn't, he doesn't. I think he's more of a camp body. But so many people were pissed off. Why are you bringing this bum in? He hasn't been playing since this, and that, and this and that. They brought in George Kittle and Kyle Juszczyk's buddy and all this other stuff. I don't know why they brought him in. I don't know. I don't know if the new rules is why they brought him in for punt return. I don't know. Like I think it's going to be a situation where like Danny Gray, Bell, and him are probably going to you know be battling, I guess, for the punt return, kickoff return duties because the way they've changed the rules is a little bit easier for the kickoff returners now. Because
Yeah.
now they have to wait until they catch the ball for them to start to run, which is crazy to me. I still think, but yeah, I don't know. I mean, like I said, and I just don't like the fact when people don't like the moves that are made that people get pissed off and trust Kyle, trust Kyle. People can question anything they want to. They're fans. If they don't like the
Mhm.
pick, they can say it. If they love the pick, they can say it. But we shouldn't go and be pissed off at somebody just because they agree with it or don't agree with it. I don't agree with it, but I'm not going to sit here and bash somebody who does. You're right, Tanya. A bunch of whiners. I can't believe they did this, blah, blah, blah. And then when somebody says, like I've seen so many people say, oh, I don't agree with the move, then it's, oh, you're a Kyle hater. And man, it's just, it's crazy to me. Like, I'm a big Kyle fan. He's done a lot for this organization, but I feel like a lot of people do have their head in his lap. Like they feel like he can do no wrong, which is crazy. So let's see how it all pans out. He might be okay. I don't know. So
Yeah.
that's all I got.
I think that's more too like an insurance, in case like the young guys that we have on the team, or if we draft a wide receiver, whatnot, they have an opportunity to win the return job because who do we have for it, right? But if one of you don't step up, well, we got this guy that's been returning for years and years and years. That's what he does. So you guys have the opportunity to compete, to win a spot, to win the return job. But if not, we have an insurance policy just in case.
Yep.
That's how I'm looking at it. Before we go, in the description of this video, you'll see a link to Inspector Dabbit, to www.faithfulgear209.com. You see, this is the card, so you guys know you're in the right place. If you go buy anything on the site, use hashtag 49, not just $49 faithful for $5 off your purchase. All the info, like I said, in the description box of this video. So go take a look. If you follow him on X, Twitter, it's under Inspector Dabbit. He does giveaways for the stuff that he makes. Really cool dude. So make sure you guys go check him out. Chat, as always, I appreciate each and every one of you for being here. You guys are amazing. The best chat that there is out there. Like I said, I'll be back tomorrow with Steph Sanchez at 3 Pacific time for the Two Goat Show. So if I see you tomorrow, I see you tomorrow. If not, they talked about Brad and his hype video. They're complaining, talking about him. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know if you saw that. Did you see it?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, people were pissed off. Why are you hyping up this bum? And I'm just like,
Yeah.
oh my god, yeah.
Yeah, people complain about everything, but
Yeah.
Yeah, everybody have a safe, wonderful rest of your week. Have a wonderful weekend. If I don't see you tomorrow, I'll see you guys back next week with TL and Tony. Until then, take care. Much love. We're out of here, faithful.
Take care, fam.